Good day, Bermuda. I'm Jamila Lodge of the Bermuda Economic Development Corporation, and this is Mind Your Business, the show that brings you the latest information about starting and running a local business in Bermuda. Join us as we discuss the local business issues that are important to you. Today in the studio, I have Kidist Pinky Emery, owner of Salon Pink. Welcome.
Morning, how are you?
I'm good. So, before we get into our discussion today, which is about the Women in Entrepreneurship Day conference that's coming up, let's find out a little bit more about you. So, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm Pinky, and I am Bermuda's first training salon, where we teach great hairdressers to be great people as well. I'm also the mother of a 4-year-old and 2 dogs.
Oh, okay, then.
Outside of being a successful entrepreneur, that's who I am.
Okay. Well, I'm excited that you're here because, like I said, we are preparing for Global Entrepreneurship Week in November. And part of that week is Women in Entrepreneurship Day conference that we had. And you participated in the inaugural conference last year. And so I thought it fitting to have you come on because not only are we talking about minding your business and entrepreneurship on this show, but we're also trying to encourage others who might be considering entrepreneurship. Yeah. Now, you are in the beauty industry.
I am.
Right. How long have you been in that industry?
22 years.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
22 years.
And is this something that you always knew that you wanted to do?
Always.
Really?
Yes, always from young, from a very young age. As much as I was a tomboy, I definitely knew that this is what I wanted to do. Had a little bit of a stumbling block when I finished high school because my dad thought that I should go do something different. Of course. But my mom was like, after a year of Bermuda College, my mom was like, all right, you're unhappy. What do you really want? So my parents chatted, and off to college I went, and it was murder she wrote since then.
Okay. So now, how did you get involved in entrepreneurship? Because as a stylist, you can work for somebody, right? Why wasn't that enough for you?
I always wanted a little bit more.
Okay.
It's probably one of my, anyway, I've always wanted a little bit more. And I always knew after, when I was away in college, that I wanted to come home and bring that experience with me and open Bermuda's first training salon. It was always a goal of mine. And so when I finished, I stayed in the UK and worked for a bit, got some experience, came home, and then the plan kind of like unfolded. I did spearhead the Bermuda College program for a little bit and for 4 years, and that helped to kind of push it along. And so off we went and opened up Bermuda's training salon, first training salon, and only training salon, I should say.
And a little secret, you were my teacher for about 2 hot minutes, right? Because I too have aspirations of being a stylist, but again, life, right? Yes. But you stayed the course.
I did.
And you worked for someone and then opened your own salon.
I did.
So how does that experience differ? Like what about owning your own salon is exciting for you?
I think I get to be a part of how the rules are rewritten. In Bermuda, hairdressers are not respected for who we are. We are people behind the great style, in which it takes a lot of training and a lot of practical experience to be very successful at it. We are people and we are human, and we do have a brain, and we do think beyond the borders of just our chair.
Right.
Living and working in Bermuda, it's a very corporate world. Yeah. So I wanted to be able to give the stylists a creative platform where they can fly free and be more respected in our industry, and give them a little bit more than just hairdressing. So a lot of my girls, well, I shouldn't say a lot because we don't have a lot of staff, but like the staff that we do have, they are involved in different aspects of running the salon. So when I am not around the salon, they can run the salon without me, and it helps me to scale my business, and it also helps to give them extra credit on their resumes if they ever decide to change industry or do something bigger and better.
So one of the things that I admire you for, Pinky, is that, so yes, you open the first and only teaching salon in Bermuda, but in addition to that, you do things like this. Like whenever I call, you come, we have seminars. I recently listened to your podcast that Carla George has started, Pushed Into Purpose. And so you were sharing your story or your growth as an entrepreneur. Why is that important, do you think?
It's important to me because I think my story will help inspire people, like other people's stories have helped inspire me.
Right.
And I think sometimes you don't get to see what's behind the persona. And I think when people are honest and get vulnerable with you, then you understand and you think to yourself, oh my God, I could do that too.
Right.
On the flip side, that it doesn't just stop there. Like my story will help to spark an interest in someone's mind, or help them to believe that they could do the goal, which is step one. But the hard work, determination, the grit, staying nimble, welcoming the stickiness, all of that is a whole nother aspect of things. And so when I do tell my story, I like to be honest, like this is the ideal situation that I would like to have, but this is when reality comes in. And so I think I provide that for people. So it's really important for me to get my story out there as much as I can, so that people can see that like you can do anything you set your mind to.
You say that, and then life, right? And so that to me, I think, is a struggle for a lot of people, is where do you find the time? I mean, you're a mom, you own the salon, and you train up these young ladies to help them develop themselves as women. That takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of energy. And so I commend you for giving us a little bit of that here today on the show. But like I said earlier, you also participated in the Women in Entrepreneurship Day conference that we had last year. And we're looking forward to having another one this year. Why do you think it's important for women to kind of, I guess, get together and network and share their stories? Because people are like, well, why don't you just do it for everybody? Why is it so important to focus specifically on women, you think?
I think sometimes women can get competitive with each other for no reason. Okay. I think women, not catty, that's not the word, but I think women sometimes have a little bit of dislike towards someone that they see them doing something they wish they could do it. And so I think if we can get past that, we can help each other to level up. If that makes sense. So I think it's important to have these events so that that person that's sitting up there on the stage that you had this like tension with in your own mind, because they don't know.
It's true,
that, and it's important so then you can believe in yourself and realize, hey, this person could be an ally, not an enemy.
Right.
It doesn't have to be that way. Like I think I definitely, but going through that event last year definitely showed me that, because in as much as I am an entrepreneur and I inspire people, I also need someone to inspire me.
Exactly.
So my girls definitely 100% down, all my staff inspire me every day. These girls teach me so much, they have no idea. And I tell them all the time, I'm like, you guys teach me so much about life and myself and my leadership and stuff throughout all the trials and tribulations, the good and the bad. But on the flip side, I also need people that are in my arena, that are doing what I'm doing, to help inspire me so I can continue to help inspire the girls,
I think that's a good point that you're making, because, oftentimes we're always calling on you, yes, come inspire these young people, help them to become entrepreneurs. But when your tank is getting on empty, like where are you getting your refills from?
Last year at the event, I definitely made some connections with people. Have I used them? No.
Okay.
But I have definitely made some connections with people that I've seen on the streets and like, hey girl, let's do coffee. And life just kind of gets in the way. So we haven't been able to, but it's definitely a goal of mine in 2020 to do better in my relationships that help inspire me, because as much as I'm in this arena and I'm here for it, it can be an entrepreneur and in the capacity and leadership is my thing. It can be very draining.
Yes.
So you do need someone on the flip side to help. I need my people too.
Yeah.
And I do get it. In like a lot of our clients are in high-end jobs and running companies and heads of departments and women trying to raise family and women trying to do it all and women trying to figure out what balance looks like and all of that. So I do get it in my chair as well, but it'd be nice to walk away from the situation and meet up with other women, which is what the day conference definitely provided, because we had break-off sessions, we were able to chat with people over lunch, we were able to kind of get it all out, right?
Yeah.
And you realize that person is just like you.
Yeah.
We're just trying to figure it out too, right?
That's right. And I think that's important, because sometimes you have a vision of what someone's life is like, right? You feel like, oh, they've arrived. They're not going through what I'm going through, right? And that, I think, is where it breeds that sort of like, I don't know, is it envy, a jealousy, or contempt, and creates that sort of negative energy that you create for yourself about someone else who you don't even really know. So any opportunity we get to put people in a space and say, talk to each other, because chances are you probably experiencing some of the same things or have experienced those things before and come through on the other side. One of the things that I'm most excited about is it seems like nowadays it's more of a culture of female empowerment and working together, and you got the Black Girl Magic, and on my Facebook feeds I'm liking all these posts of people celebrating the achievements of women. And so I do think that this conference is our attempt at trying to continue to do that, but also create an opportunity to learn from each other. So you did mention like networking and meeting people, but what was something else or one of the other takeaways from the conference that you
I know this is going to sound crazy coming out of my mouth, but I feel like after that conference, I felt like you're not doing enough.
Really?
You're not doing enough to reach the goals that you want in life, and you need to do better. Honestly, like within my head, I have, we all have these ideals within our head about what we want and what we want to do, and like I just can't let life get in my way. And some people up on the stage or in the arena were doing more or less, same as, doesn't matter, but some of their stuff was big, and I was like, you need to do more. Like, you got to reach your goals, honey. Do not let it settle. Don't let life be your excuse. Because life's always going to happen.
It is.
And the one big lesson I have learned this year in 2019 is that it's the stickiness is what gets you, what breeds innovation. And what helps to push your business along and helps to make it better than it was yesterday and helps it to keep it moving. I think sometimes people don't want the stickiness. No one wants to feel like they just failed. But that has helped me get along, because as an entrepreneur, your shoulders have to be broad.
Yes, ma'am.
And you have to stick to your guns, and you have to, as Rachel Hollis says, girls, stop apologizing. Like, this is what it is. And so if you've got girls, and especially if you have a brick and mortar, and you want to take these people along with you, and you're essentially in charge of their job there and their employment, I should say. I felt like after that conference, I was like, you're not doing enough. You need to do more. You need to do what you got to do to reach your goals. And don't let life get in the way, because there's always going to be a broken light.
And you know what I would say to that is you are doing that by participating in the podcast. You're also going to be featured in the Entrepreneurial Summit that Jared Kleinhardt is putting on in November, and we also are sponsoring that as part of Global Entrepreneurship Week. So we want it to continue to grow and build out, and you participating in these things, even organically, it has nothing to do with us, I think is a testament to you doing the more, so I really do want to thank you again for coming out and sharing your experience with us, and we look forward to seeing you at the Entrepreneurial Summit too, girl.
Yes.
Thank
you. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Thank you. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with more Mind Your Business.
It's here, and Cal's excited. Bermuda's first Integrated Resource Plan, or IRP, is our roadmap to a stable, clean, reliable, and secure energy future. Sounds great, but what's in it? The IRP will ensure that 85% of our electricity comes from renewable energy sources like large-scale solar panels, offshore wind turbines, and biomass technology. It will also create new opportunities for training, jobs, and investments while helping to stabilize the cost of fossil fuels and inflation. While the IRP will be phased in over the next 20 years, there are things you can do now to better control your electricity bill, like using timers and turning off your AC units and water heaters when not in use, and taking advantage of the government's LED light bulb exchange. The next steps for the IRP include pre-feasibility studies and a competitive bidding process for interested investors. The IRP is an ongoing process for all of us, and the RA wants you to be informed. Visit rab.bm today.
Welcome back to Mind Your Business. I'm your host, Jamila Lodge, and joining me now in the studio is Kelsea Williams. She's the Communication and Development Officer for BEDC. Welcome.
Hello. How are you?
Good. So we've been talking about the Women in Entrepreneurship Day Conference that's coming up this November. And I know that you have been supporting the organizer, Ms. Kalina Outerbridge, who is putting on this event for women. So I want to ask you, because I know that you're an entrepreneur as well. You own your own business, Novelty. Why do you think it's important that we have a conference specifically for women to talk about and celebrate entrepreneurship?
It's so important because in today's society, like, women are often pit against each other. And I think collaboration is more important than competition. So what this conference does is help to promote that and help to get women really talking to each other, networking with each other, and bouncing ideas off of each other too, so that we can collaborate and we can actually work together instead of always competing.
Yeah. That's a good point. And we were speaking with Pinky Emery earlier, and she mentioned the same thing. And I'm in my mind, I'm like, is it because the media or public outlets portray that, or is that really how it is? In your experience, as you know, travel down this road of entrepreneurship, have you found that in reality, or?
Yeah, I think a lot of people, we all want to talk to each other and collaborate and be nice to each other, but there's a boundary that's up that is in part created by society. It starts from when we're young, where we're comparing like what we're wearing and all of that sort of stuff, and that's sort of ingrained as we grow up. So I think what happens is that we all go into a shell a little bit and get shy, and we really want to be talking to people and see them doing all these great things and have so many questions, but it's just hard putting ourselves out there.
I think you're right about that. I think it's just changing kind of the narrative, especially starting at a young age. And in the absence of that, we do things like this. So we try to encourage that type of collaboration and networking with this Women in Entrepreneurship Day conference. And like I said, you're working alongside Kalina Outerbridge to help her bring her vision to fruition. Can you talk a little bit about what that day is going to look like and when that day is?
So the Women in Entrepreneurship Day Conference is on November 19th this year, and the theme of it is Pow Her. So it's all about women, H-E-R, yes. So it's all about women's power. It's about inspiration, elevation, and empowerment. So it's just going to be a day that celebrates all of that, bringing all these women together for a full day conference with international speakers, local speakers, and we'll have some like breakout workshops and things like that as well.
And where's it going to be held this year?
It's going to be at Hamilton Princess.
All right. Well, that's exciting. A little day off. So I'm encouraging those who will be watching this or who are watching this to go ahead and take that day off now. Because it should be jam-packed full of information and resources, I think, to help that collaboration and all of that. Now, from your experience as an entrepreneur, what is one of the things that you wish you had access to, and we will be covering it at this conference?
Oh, that's hard. There's so much that there's going to be covered at the conference. But I think I didn't have much space or friends or that people in the same space. So I think the networking bit of it is what I'm most excited about. And just hearing people, similar stories, people that are in similar positions that you are in your entrepreneurship journey. I think that's so invaluable because we often get so trapped in our own minds as I'm the only one doing this, I'm the only one going through this. So I think just bringing all these powerful women together to discuss everything that they're going through and to really work through some of the things that happen as an entrepreneur. I think that's just invaluable.
Yeah. And I do know that there's going to be 2 tracks this year. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yep. So we're separating the conference into 2 different tracks. So it'll be one which is focused on new business, new startups and all of that sort of stuff, how to grow your business, how to test the market, all that sort of things, and how to create powerful products and experiences. So that'll be on that track. So the people who are just starting will go down that road and will speak specifically with those going through that experience. The second track is more for those who have been in the game for a long time, they're already established, and they just need more information on maybe how to grow, how to invest, how to build different things, and just to really like glow up your business.
Yeah, I was asking you to glow up your business.
Yeah.
So I think that's important, and that's one of the lessons we learned from last year, because it was just one conference and we had a variety of topics, and while everyone enjoyed participating and sitting in the topics, some of the feedback we got was, you're at different stages of development, for your business. So I think we listen and are trying to create the best experience for everyone who attends. And so I'm excited about it. I mean, I think that the presenters that we have lined up are great. One of the confirmed international speakers is Tamika Vasquez. Yes, and she's coming out. She is a top person in AI, which I'm like, how did you get involved in that? So I'm excited that she will be on hand to tell us about that story, because I think a lot of times you don't associate women and technology as much, right? It seems like it's more of a male-dominated industry. And so having her on board to talk about her experience and her journey, and she's young, she's a young person. I'm looking forward to that. So what are some of the other things that you are hoping will be achieved from having this particular conference?
I'm hoping that we can get a great group of women who are really interested in building a better Bermuda economy. So I really hope that in some of the workshops, they really get to thinking and to working about how they can collaborate and just contribute to Bermuda as a whole. Because I think there's so many little businesses and medium-sized businesses as well that are here, that exist. We don't know they're here, and in our day-to-day, we could be helping each other and with things that we often look overseas for. But bringing all these women together is the perfect opportunity to realize, hey, we've got all of this here. So,
and I think one of the things that you said, which is key, I think, is with regard to this particular event, there is a committee. Danielle Painter is on the committee, and one of her side projects is trying to encourage people to shop local. You know what I mean? So I think you're professional women, you have your day job, your 9 to 5, but then you also have your passions that you're pursuing outside of your day job. And so for me personally, I'm looking forward to seeing women kind of explore that passion and then formalize it, if you will, because who says you can't make money or make a living off of your passion, right? That's what we're talking about, power.
Yes.
But can you tell us a little bit in terms of the costs of the conference, and so if people want to sign up, where can they find that information?
So you can now buy tickets for the event at gew.bm, which is the Global Entrepreneurship site. And so we have early bird tickets, regular admission tickets, and VIP tickets. So the early bird's available until, I believe, November 1st. And they are $99. After that, it's going to be $129. And then VIP tickets is $149. And so the VIP package will be a little bit more elevated. You get one-on-ones with the international speakers, and as well as a brunch that will be included too.
Well, for that money, I mean, I think it's going to be an action-packed, because it's all day, right?
It's all day. It's very targeted, like you said, with the different tracks, and it's really going to be an experiential workshop and conference. So you're not just coming to listen to speakers. You are networking, you are doing workshops, and you are really getting into the good stuff.
Yes, and there'll be a test afterwards to make sure. No, I'm teasing.
There'll be a cocktail.
Right, I know. Well, I'll take that. No, but I do think it's a great opportunity. Like I said, the inaugural one was last year, and from the feedback that we had gotten, it was overwhelming. We were like, we have to do this again. And just for a bit of history, because this is the 11th year, I think, that we've been participating in Global Entrepreneurship Week. And we had, Women in Entrepreneurship Day. We would have a breakfast, we would have a lunch, and then a separate evening event. And these same women were coming. They were like, well, listen now, you got us running all over Bermuda to get to these things. So why not just, enclose it and make it a full-on conference? And so that's what we have done. And so my goal or hope is that it's going to grow from last year's event, and that this is going to be something that women look forward to every year. Now, we have men on the team at BEDC, and they're a little bit jealous. But I would say that I think it is important to show women working together, create safe spaces where they feel like they can collaborate and network with each other. And look, in Bermuda, there's so many women entrepreneurs.
Yeah, there's a lot. And what I didn't mention is that we're also having a little vendor market at the end of the conference too, which will be all women vendors, all Bermuda local businesses coming out to really show off their stuff. So the people who attend the conference will also get to shop local goods by women entrepreneurs.
Oh, that's awesome. So it's like everything that you need.
Yeah, everything.
It's there.
Yes.
We got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I really appreciate you coming and telling us a little bit about the conference. I want to thank Pinky again for coming on the show. But I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be really exciting. And it's a great opportunity, like you said, for women to get together and to collaborate. So I really do appreciate you for coming and sharing.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Thank you for joining us today on Mind Your Business. If you have questions, you can contact the BEDC at 292-5570 or email us at info@bedc.bm. And remember, if you don't mind your business, who will? I'm Jamila Lodge, and thank you for joining us.